Hey everyone, I'm back with a reminder to do with soul and soul path. So, we're beginning to know and understand that everything is an energy, okay? Make no mistake that at no moment is anything not energetically in motion. So, the soul, being eternal, is here in resonance with heaven to live out its path that has predestined points. And as long as we find our way to the higher resonance in our actions and in our environments, we discern what is of a resonant higher nature, somewhat matching or somewhat sharing something that the soul can connect with, right? Helps you to walk your soul path. But if you're human side, right? Like if you're not learned on the soul yet, your human can tend to fall into the 3D, which is based solely on being fixated in the material. That there is nothing else, that the people in front of us or the environments or the job or anything that you fixate on that should stay a 3D concept of life and shouldn't change. Right? That's the most limited lived perspective you could ever have, and convince yourself that that's everything you're looking for is in this 3D realm. So the point being is you can't fool frequency. So if you're living a lifestyle that's fixated on things staying the same, right, then you don't have much room or much expansion out of that. So how do you expect to follow your soul, which is in alignment with a heavenly path, right? Meaning not perfect, meaning high vibrational, destined points. If you can get your human out of ruts and open up to other vibrations and frequencies without fearing them and running back to a 3D mouse hole. How do you expect to live that what's calling inside a freedom of, if I want to do that, I can. If I want to go and try that, I can. But with the 3D fixation, we limit ourselves and limit others for this safety net of 3D. And tell ourselves that we've got it all sorted and we'll all get it. We'll get it all from the way that we are now. We don't have to learn something else. We don't have to open up to others and take in any new ideas. But this whole life is to do with the soul-led path. So if you're not opening up to anything new, you're not consciously and honestly walking your soul path. And it gets boring, messy, horrible, extremely soul crushing, therefore can affect the health of the being, because it's not looking towards higher vibrational, it's satisfying something that is not feeding the light in the system, the light in the being, the light connection on a soul-led path that is of the human. So this is a reminder that if you sit back and look at anything in your day and tick a box of, is this high vibrational or is this definitely of a lower vibrational nature? So lying, honestly lying, consciously lying, knowing that you're lying, that's lower vibrational activity. And to keep a lie going, you're going to have all sorts of lower vibrational activity surrounding it. Then your actions are going to become thoughtless and even like low, slow, dark-like. And people suffer all sorts of conditions because they have this ego barrier that says, no, I'm safe and secure, I'm staying the same. But they lose the plot to do with the fact we are vibrational. So it doesn't matter what your human wants to keep as a safety net. If you're consciously acting more egotistical, like focusing just on superficial presentation, superficial interaction, making sure that the physical world is fine, you're fixating on the superficial nature of life, then you're not actually connecting that which is calling you inside for growth. No one can change those rules. That's our design. So yeah, it's kind of boring and annoying when you come across people who are still doing things of this nature, and it's like, could you just leave your superficial focus of life alone for the moment and concentrate on something that's being said to you or where you're being led to? Could you go and use some higher vibrational momentum to get your ass moving in a slightly different direction, because it could serve you and those connected to you, instead of overshadowing and closing down any lighter thought process and trying to be some hidden, demanding, gunky, natured presence, which is, that last bit is my personal opinion of what I'm experiencing with someone who is meant to be a light teacher, Matthias De Stefano, and is not honest at all. And does continued hidden nature that is not of the soul presence path, which would be in anyone's experience. Not just because he's known as a somewhat public figure, because in anyone's soul path, you don't hide and treat anyone lower vibrationally to pretend it's not happening because you don't want to do it. Doesn't matter who you are. And you see this happening throughout the world. That a lot of people, if they're unkind in nature, then they're acting lower vibrational, because everyone has higher vibrational choices they could make. And if they're not being responsible like he is at 38 years old and influencing different people in my life, acting like a hidden, spoiled, brainless brat, if at 38 years old, Matthias De Stefano can't make some higher vibrational choices to treat me right, I don't care who the hell you are. Don't ask me for help. You have to start the momentum of choosing a higher vibrational thought process into action, momentum. Okay? It doesn't matter who we are, me, him, anyone else. If you're choosing lower vibrations towards someone, you're becoming a docile human being. If you're choosing higher vibrational actions and being honest, you don't have a problem. Because no matter what challenge you come up against, if you were doing it from a love platform, a higher vibrational platform that says, I may have this path, I may have challenges, but who am I to take it out on you? Who am I to treat you lower vibrational because I have challenges? And I reflect back to Matthias his lack of care, compassion, empathy toward me, because he's not very nice to me. So him and I don't work until care, compassion, empathy toward me, which he doesn't want to do, for whatever judgmental reasons, none of my business. All I know is if you don't treat me with kindness, care, compassion, empathy, then we don't connect, because everything is vibrational. And that's why the opposite to what he's doing is the loving path. But right now he's still on the sexualizing, ghost creeping, expecting a immature social media following from me, when I am older and maturer that says, no, if you're on a path with me, you'll talk to me. That's it. It's not much to ask, is it? I'm not following you as a social media figure. And having you hide in the background, pretending like I don't actually exist, being a horrible, hurtful mongrel. Right now as we speak, he electrically attaches to my field and creates pain for me. And he just did it just then. But he hears my voice. He knows I'm in pain. And he doesn't care. Because he wants what he wants, and that is to hide, to have sex as much as he can without being here. That's all he's pushed for. And just to carry on with two lives. So, yeah. The soul path is high vibrational, and this kind of ill-natured, ill-mannered grossness in any area, conversation, situation, environment, he actually gets off on the continuation of it. Like he thinks he's some kind of gross, clever, monkeying around, invisible natured, whatever else he wants to call himself. Me labeling it, he just enjoys that. He's just like, I don't care. I just do what I want. And he thinks I actually connect with that, feed that. He thinks a contract on planet Earth is to serve that by me. No fucking way. Disgusting. I wouldn't want this for anyone. And I've said this for years. And he's still doing it. So, you know, whatever crap he wants to get caught up in is none of my fucking business. All I know is I don't connect with people who don't put themselves forward and show decency, care, kindness, commitment to just that kind of level of interaction. It doesn't take much. It literally doesn't cost anyone anything. But when people uphold ego personas, look out. Kindness and care is fucking expensive. And that's why we have these arrogant monkeys in our world at the moment. So God bless everyone on their honest soul paths. Whether you call it soul or not, the fact that we have feelings that lead us to things we didn't know we would get to is our soul path. And the more you can do anything in life with kindness, brutal honesty. I don't mean hurtful or anything like that. Unless you come up against that projection, by all means, give it back if you want. Like I do with Matthias. It's like, I'll call him what he fucking is with these disgusting frequencies that he puts forward to me, as though because I'm some little lady somewhere, he can hide out and I'm going to do as I'm fucking told. No way. I will project that back. I will reflect that back to him and tell him he can keep his fucking trash. But on your soul path, good on anyone who is that's right, breaking down barriers and brutally checking in with oneself, to be brutally honest with oneself, like a parent to yourself. You are being an effing C. You are being downright disgusting. You are being horrible where you can be kind. You are being a lazy mother F when you could actually get off your ass and speak some truth. You are capable of doing much more, but you just don't want to think about it right now. Being brutally effing honest with yourself. Otherwise, you're going to carry on in lower vibrational like a sick effing C, instead of getting through your own fucking barriers and resonating high after breaking new ground in the challenges. And that's soul. Right? Listen to the word of that. Think about how we describe soul singers. Soul singers, they sing from the deep, they sing from the roots, they sing from the ground, but they sing all the way up in expanse and out. It's not because they've walked some little prissy frickin' path, spiritual path, and they've never had to fall down and get themselves back up again. They've had to fall down, sit down, take some learning, take some challenge, and break new ground. Get the F back up and keep going. Why? Because after they've been through those challenges, they can help others. Right? So it's not like they got humbled to humiliate. They got humbled to go forward, shed the shit, go forward and help others shed the shit. Or help others who are going through the shit see clearer that they could be holding on to ego, let go of their ego and grow. If you got to face challenges, don't cling tight to your ego. So humbly honest with self is like telling oneself off when you know you were fucking up. If you see someone else in the world doing something and you know it's not nice, but yet you think you can do it. Like if he was to see someone treating perhaps a family member of his the way he treats me, I'm sure it would be uncomfortable and he wouldn't like that done to his family member. But yet he tells himself, like a joker in the head, it's okay if I do that to someone else, but it's not okay if it happened to my family. That's not being brutally honest with yourself. That's being a downright lying cunt of an ego. That's like saying, that person is better than that person. That person deserves to be treated like shit. All because he doesn't want to humble his own ego. He doesn't want to shed some of his ego and say, perhaps I am wrong too. Perhaps I am wrong about some things and I am not perfect and life is not meant to be perfect. But no, he doesn't. He doesn't. This is the thing, and he loves it. It's like, I don't have to. For as long as I want, I'm going to stay a spoilt brat. I'm going to do whatever I want. Yeah, and he just did his little spell around me then, which I break spells and attachments all the time, because he's like, yeah, I am. I'm right here while you're filming this. Yeah, P.S. We don't fucking care, and you're not getting sex, fuckhead. Okay? You're the trash of the fucking world in the frequency realm, instead of being honest to who you say you are to the people and standing up and being kind. You and I and this connection is for love, dickhead. And nothing's going to happen if it's not based on love.